So I am extremely fascinated with this whole belief system and everything else, yes?
Yeah.
Not because I do believe, don't believe, could believe, might believe, sort of believe, am on the fence, am not on the fence, sort of fully into it, but not into it. Yeah, where do you stand? On the edge, looking on both.
Mm.
But the weirdest thing I think is for myself is to understand is, you know, the universe has made you already. I love the universe. Power of the universe is incredible, right?
Yeah.
It's already created you, yes? And everybody looks at their, this is a solid object, but on the atomic level, there's an empty space in between it, right?
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of individuals have understood this over the time. So we could look at it as ice cream, although not quite as sweet and tasty and tender as what we would like. A bit cold at times, right? But
Yeah.
if you let ice cream thaw, how much do you get left in the bottom?
Not much.
Not much.
Yeah.
So you believe that if you fill it with empty space, which would be bubbles, which is air, what happens? And then you fast freeze it. So you bubble it.
Yeah.
What happens then if you fast freeze it with loads of bubbles?
Looks like there's more. Yeah.
Loads more, right?
Yeah.
And much is the same with these biscuits that you got here, right? So you could look at that and think, wow, that's pretty big. And even if you drop it in water, the illusion is even more better. It sits there floating for a long while. But let's say you submerge it, and then it puffs up, right? But when you discard the water and take that puffed upness, let's say, that looks like it's really going to expand in your gut, but you squeeze it down, you can make that object that starts off this big, looks this thick, looks this dense, and you can squeeze it down to less than a penny in size.
Yeah.
But it almost looks like multiple pennies, 6 pennies, and then multiple pennies stacked up on one another, let's say. But in actual fact, that when you squash it all down for what it is, it's very little. See, I heard a video the other day about this, and it was quite thought provocative in a way, sort of, and it is and it isn't. But when you look at a human, and then you look at space, and then you look at all the stars, it's very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Look at the space. How the stars are spaced in the space.
Yeah, but everyone's like, oh, it's so big, it's so vast, it's so massive. It's not really if you were to flatten it all down. Not really. But anyway, the power of the universe is beautiful, right? In the fact that, one, from our illusion point, it seems to favor creation than it does destruction. And that's because in the destruction process is very brief compared to the creation. And then when we get on planets, it's a little bit it's a fine art, right? It's a very fine art. So we have hot ages, cold ages. When you're saying, oh, it must favor more cold ages, yeah, kind of true, sort of shades of grey, but that's by design that it appears this way. That is design. So, and then it led me on to something else where people were talking about vibration, how to elevate, how to do this, and that if you eat animal products, you'll lower your vibration, this, that, and the other, which it's very hard to explain this bit, so I'm going to do my best, but let's think about it for a second. You're a very natural human. You are eating what's available. So behavior is often... So we got to look at it from an animal perspective and human being animal perspective versus an intelligent perspective. The universe absolutely prizes intelligence, but authentic intelligence, not, oh, I'll take this from you and I'm going to make this up and blah-de-blah-de-blah, because you may be able to bullshit people. You may be able to bullshit the people around you, but you can't bullshit the universe. And it's not because the universe is full of shit. It's because the divine that sits within you. You've got a piece of this overall intelligence, right? So a little piece has been slipped in there with you. More so than you would say an animal. But animals are intelligent to a degree, but it's limited. Humans are unlimited intelligence. You get to grow it, foster it, understand it, nurture it, and expand upon it. Animals, they can expand upon it, but right now, that's not going to happen. So, because you can't have everybody, everything at this precise moment, all being all knowing, all intelligent, and everything else. And there's a reason behind that. Because can you imagine the arguments? Can you imagine that? Could you imagine the over?
No.
You can't imagine that. You can't imagine that if you gave all of this intelligence that humans have that separates animals from humans, from a human perspective, separating that, and you gave it to lions, and you gave it to bears, and you gave it to whales, dolphins, and you gave it to ants, and you gave it to everything, bees, wasps. What happens if you give that nature to unlocking to nature everything within it? Could you imagine the wars? Could you imagine the battles? Could you imagine the dominance? Could you imagine all of the territorial behavior?
Yeah, people couldn't be able to say
Things,
that they
life
are.
forms would
They
one
are
would be better than the other. Could you imagine the arguments about differences? Well, look how it is for yourself, right? Let's say if we unlocked cats, all of them across the board. Let's say we unlocked all cats. The big ones would say that they're better than the little ones. The little ones would think that they're... You get a lot of this territorial bollocks, and it is even... Look how it is with your own species.
Yeah, just look at different people from different countries. One is better than the other, and then this one is better than the other, and this one is this, and this one is that. Just because they come from different territory, they will say that, don't they?
Right, so the question is not if it can be unlocked. Way beyond that question, way beyond that. Yes, all things can be unlocked to be equally as intelligent, but there's always timing beyond this. Let's look at it a little bit more in detail. Could you imagine the differences, the belief systems, the understanding of religion in each and every one, and then who's got the truest God? When you make a God one, what you're actually saying is, let's make this rare. Let's make this unique. Let me say I give the whole world, everybody on the planet, a diamond. Everyone's got a diamond. How much are you going to give me for my diamond?
£1.
Now, I remove 99% of the diamonds, and there's only 1% left.
And you
How
give
much are you
some
gonna
people
give me?
very small ones?
No. Just in the whole understanding of it. I give everyone an equal sized diamond to everybody else.
Okay.
The whole world. Every person on it, a diamond. What are you going to give me for it?
Yeah, I said maybe £1.
Maybe £1. Okay, now I take away 99% of the diamonds and leave 1%. What are you going to give me for it?
Some thousands.
Well, maybe I might not want to give it to you, but might want to offer it to everybody equally. So I'm not going to come back with an answer of whether I'll accept your £1 or not. I want to hear from everyone what it is worth to them.
Yeah.
Because I will find somebody in this whole fucking knit that will favour it so much more and have a bigger belief than your 1,000. They will believe that it's worth so much more than what you do. Because their belief system is... And then I'm going to put a value on their belief system. Therefore, the highest belief system in this diamond will be the winning bid.
Yeah.
And what do I get in exchange for it? A lot more.
Yeah.
So, could you understand then that looking at the diamond, that you've got 1% on your planet that are unlocked with intelligence? The rest have a scraping of this. Still worthy as the rest. But let's say I gave all of the planet the equal intelligence. Do something about your fate intelligence, not how much land you can dominate, what sort of money you can build up. We've got to remove that for a quick hot second. No, we give you all the equal amount of intelligence as one another. Language barrier, fucking hell, would be insane. Who would have the best language? Who would be fighting over what? What would you be fighting over? Whose God would be the true God? Mm-hmm. Now, that's not saying that this hasn't been unlocked on other planets, okay, that are out there further away from wherever. But there again, who's comparing? Well, not right now, because you've got nothing to compare it to, which is just as bloody well, because this gets very complex. So right now, are you worthy enough to mix with other life forms? And likewise, with these other life forms, are they ready yet to mix with you? To become a collective? Mm-hmm. So first, it might be a planet over there that has got the same opportunities that you've got equally too. Well, it's up to them whether they advance further. It's up to you whether you advance further. Mm-hmm. That's your choice. But let's just say, are you ready to meet? No. Because we got a whole new belief system to get into. Yeah. One God becomes precious, becomes rare, becomes this, becomes that. So, when we're looking at that, we could say God. Again, how it presents itself to a particular individual might present itself a little bit differently to somebody else. Doesn't mean that these individuals have a different way of believing. Except for when we come to the devil. I can't accept it. I do not accept it. I can't. It's just impossible. It's a human thing. This is created and it's done for a purpose. And I'm not here to criticize that. But how can you believe in one without the other? Oh, my days. I've got to give it to you. Going to give it to you straight, okay? Mm-hmm. You're the universe. Mm-hmm. You are the observable universe. Mm-hmm. Gee me. If I can help you just understand this for a hot second. The universe is about collective. Yeah. Okay? Whichever way you want to swing it. You want to label that with a god, you want to label that with one man in the sky, you want to label that with hermaphrodites, you want to label that with whatever you want, except for demonic entities. I just cannot. Oh. It's so disorientating. You make things so confusing. Right. The universe has a role to play like you have a role to play. Universe, far more intelligent. Way more intelligent. Is there anything more intelligent than that? For now, we're going to say no. Okay, because it need to know basis. You're in the biome, so let's just believe in the biome. Mm-hmm. Wow, because if not, you got to learn something at step 1 on the pyramid in order to get step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, and then you reach the peak. Mm-hmm. Needs to know, right? Mm-hmm. So, the vast distances between you and another life form could be there, already watching down on you. Already have this stuff unlocked, no doubt. Let's remove that possibility from the situation a second, and then let's just look at how far away you are from other civilizations. Unless you believe you're the only one. Again, painful to believe that. That is so painful. Your life on this planet is infested with it. You're infested with life. Okay, so let's say that somewhere out there, take your pick, there are life forms. Okay? Why are you so far away? Yeah. Well, the same reason as to why don't we just unlock everything on the planet then? Fuck me. I want you to understand. How can you teach this? How do you teach this? It gets too confusing. That means you would need one of every single one to come down and teach you, which is very tricky. So it's probably easier, when I say probably, it's because we're in possibility, probability, got to prove it, got to do that. Right, so it's easier in that instant to give intelligence that keeps you going. There's an animal instinct, because it helps you see a difference. Mm-hmm. You look at that and think, Christ, we're different. We're not animals. Animals belong in prison. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. Usually when some criminal gets, you're an animal. This is animalistic.
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah.
just a little bit further and you'll notice the territorial signs that you do would also be animalistic. But we won't look at that just yet. It's going to take time to develop. Hopefully a bit quicker than extinction ratio, but still, it will get there. Always does. So, the same way you don't bring all life forms together. What do you think that is? That's a noise, right? How do you teach that? How would you teach it? The universe is fucking intelligent. Whoa, intelligent. So from your perspective, the universe is taking ages to complete itself. Would you say so?
Yeah, because I'm a small speck.
Right, so your time warp is slightly...
Yeah, I don't see it the way, yeah.
It is a long process, although it has its intervals of change. Recycle from one form to another, from one form to another. However, it never maps the same way twice. And let me give you an example of this. You will say, devil, right? Haven't got time for this shit. I can tell you a better way that is far more better.
Yeah.
Is just to make that not exist. That to never exist. As if it never existed. Because that didn't work. That didn't work. The universe is very intelligent. It has created you once. It can create you again.
Yeah.
Anywhere. But likewise, it knows enough not to. That is non-existent. Eternal life is only granted. You're going to have to jump through some fucking hoops to get it. Now, as much as you want to manifest things and believe things and think things and manifest things, don't work like that either. Get down on your altar and pray. Get down on there and beg your worst of your worst in this universal biome that you could ever create or conjure up. Don't make it true. You can sit there trying to manifest this all you want. Universe says no. You see? Higher intelligence. But again, you wouldn't assume that the universe was in control of all of this intelligence, would you? There must be a being somewhere. It must be... The universe is up to something. And it hasn't got a biome dedicated for all of this maddening, craziest sort of... No, it hasn't got that. It hasn't got time for it. It is up to something. It has got no time for your valuable bullshit. It's got no time to conjure up diamonds. It doesn't care. Gold. It doesn't give a shit. Money. It doesn't care. That's not what it's about. It wants none of these things. You can steal bullshit all you want. Bullshit other humans. You're gullible. You'll believe anything you're told. Anything that another human will tell you. You'll believe it. Why? Because you believe it. You can convince yourselves. This is a very damaging sort of mindset to get into. Even when it comes to understanding godly versus devilly. It lets you exist here now. For most part, in peace. For the most part. You ever notice how civilizations in the past just disappear?
Yeah.
Like they never existed.
Yeah.
The strongest structures that you could ever imagine, the most ferocious armies, militaries, and all the rest of it, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, gone.
Yeah.
Like people just forgot.
Yeah.
Languages that just got lost.
Yeah, and you have a few buildings left and that's it.
And no pieces that fit this puzzle together.
Yeah. and everyone is
happened?
wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must have been like some demonic force came down. Never question yourselves and what you could be walking into. And perhaps that will not do. That would be looked at as some sort of demonic entity, really, wouldn't it? Could you imagine just not being aware of your own existence?
I don't know how so. I don't know if I could.
Well, take an animal. Are they really aware of their existence? You would say yes, no, maybe. Oh, quick, go pay that scientist to go and say the spin another narrative. You can spin it all you want. You can convince your whole population whatever you want. But towards the end of it, you'll know. You will know. But I say, and I dare say, that when you reach that moment, too late. That is too late. Beg it. It knows you. And likewise, you know it. When it reaches down into your mind, that did not work. It just didn't work out.
Mm.
And then you'll have to believe that all of the events that happen here are going to be exactly the same as elsewhere. No, it didn't work. It clearly didn't work. Start again. Well, I know how not to do it. Come on, if you were intelligent and you did something like that, would you do it again? Keep making the same mistake?
No.
You know how not to do it though, right?
Yeah.
What about Edison?
Edison.
Yeah, well, you think about the ways to not make a light bulb.
Yeah. He tried one way, then another way, then another way.
Right, but do people make light bulbs the same way as Edison? The not way how to do it? The way that you don't do it?
No.
Why not?
Because it's pointless, it doesn't work.
So therefore, that intelligence that is in Edison,
Mm-hmm.
let's just say, for example, because it's the concept of the story that needs to make sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think people hold on to that for? I'll say, oh, you're stuck in a loop here. Okie dokie. And fair chances, says I, are genuinely true, are they? Because I disagree. You can sit there and try and pin this in my own little caged mind as much as you want, but you and I both know different. Why do people not continue making the same non-existent light bulb?
Why would they?
So therefore, that is intelligence then, yes?
Yeah.
The very bit that this overall cosmos understands, yes?
Mm-hmm.
The very thing that it is. The rawest.
Yeah.
Knows how to make you lot. Knows how to make a whole planet. Knows everything you need in order to make it successful without your intervention.
Mm.
Humans didn't create this.
Yeah. True.
Humans didn't create the human body. Humans didn't create the environment that it all needs. No human did this. Didn't take any of your intervention, your interference. Didn't need it. But listen to them. We'll keep coming here over and over again. No. Nope. We'll be here next time. Forget it. But you said. Yes, I did, didn't I? We'll run with that for a bit. In your not allowed to question nothing. Are you allowed to question anything? No, because you got all the answers, right? You got all the fucking answers. Yeah.
No, I don't.
Do you think this world was running a little bit more better without human interference than when we've got now the most interference from other humans? Look how shit it's got. Look how toxic it's become. Look how polluted everything is. That's with your interference.
Yeah.
That's with you knowing everything, right? That's with you knowing that if you keep going the way you're going to reach Armageddon. But again, keep interfering because that's exactly it.
Yeah. That's what is happening, isn't it?
Yes, that is exactly what is happening. It's becoming very toxic.
Without humans, this
That's
planet
with all
would
of
be
your
nicer.
interference.
Huh?
That's with you shutting out the help. Rigging the system in your favour. And then blaming everybody else for it when it doesn't go right, yeah? Because that's what you say I do, isn't it? We give you every chance. Really? I'll be sure to let them know, right? Oh, fucking hell, they already do. But I'll be sure to let them know, you know? I'll pass on the message for you. When you keep quiet and play along with it all. Oh, fuck me. Look at the difference. And as soon as you give the slightest sparkle, around you like flies on shit. That's a strange behaviour, isn't it? You've got to keep placing obstacles in your way. It's the universe. Right. Yeah. Because that's all the universe has ever done is place obstacles in the way, isn't it?
No.
All of that life across the whole entirety of the planet, all of these different life forms with all of the creativity. Oh, yeah, the universe has done a terrible job, hasn't it?
They would flourish without people, wouldn't they?
Can I ask a question? The ones with the help that succeed, where do you think that ends up going then? How far do you reckon they reach? What do you reckon they're reaching? What do they unlock? Think about it. It's your mind. Explore. Well, if you have all the answers in your hand, it's all AI, it's all this, it's all that, it's all, you know. Rest assured that this intelligence sees all. It feels it, it knows it very well. But you'll also hear the same ones saying that they'll be back here again, you know. Chosen. But then why have you spent millennia shutting it out? That's the question I got. So, yeah. Non-existence. The universe tried once. It made a failed light bulb like Edison did, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to go, I'm going to make the same one again, and again, and again, and again. I'm trying to make a light bulb, but I'm going to keep doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would have to be pretty dumb to keep doing that, really, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty stupid, yeah?
Yeah.
Get the same results, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about? Your life there? Get the same results. I got the same behaviour going against me every single time. And that's apparently the universe. Right. That seems contradictory, doesn't it? Universe gives you something and then what? Reality seems to remove this from your grasp through other people. That sounds like a government, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Give you money over here, but you owe me rent. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Here you go. Thank you. Here you go. I mean, that pattern there. What is that? Well, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
That sounds human.
Yeah.
But the universe, wow, give you something here. But not open doors? That's interesting. That is very interesting. Wow, human behaviour. Amazing stuff, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But not all is lost. But there's just something about the way this was built that just isn't working, right? It's just not working. What would you do?
Me or someone
Yes,
else?
if you was the intelligence of the universe, let's say, we're going to do keep going. We're going to keep building at that. We're going to keep making the same pattern. Life is pattern.
Then it destroys itself. Then what's the point making it?
Exactly.
Try different way.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Because this looks like pattern, because this pattern has kept going, right?
Yeah.
This is one way of creating the pattern. But do you think that there is no other, this is not a spectrum, that pattern there, well, that doesn't yield results. Okay, change it for this one, tweak it slightly.
Yeah.
Behavior affects you.
Yeah.
Okay, life's good. Everything's vegetarian, vegan. Let's just take this for argument's sake, yes? Then there's a big bad impact. Food becomes scarce, things that depend on nature start to fall down, shut down. What does it force you to do? Go extinct or
Become omnivore.
change your behavior?
Yeah.
Then you grow into the world at that stage of change, and then you start viewing the world as this is all natural. Spiders made webs to catch flies. This is as simple as that.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Or are you told something that someone believes and everyone has said, status quo, we're accepting it, tick. You go to question it, look, come on. Belief system, followed into a belief system, followed into a belief. You got this pecking order, right? Behavior, belief system, followed in, pattern, behavior, belief system, pattern, behavior. And then something happens that it changes your whole belief system. We got a word for that. What's it called? That's unprecedented. Not we got it wrong. We got that wrong. No, it's unprecedented. So when you're in this cycle, amazing cycles these are, aren't they? Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Do you not think that all of this knowledge is on a different spectrum? Do you not think that other life forms in this particular cycling have been more successful? Some are less successful. Some are even less successful than this. Some are more successful than this.
Yeah.
Depending on the patterning. And then therefore there's a formula emerging that is working.
Yeah.
Then there is another formula that is working.
Yeah.
There's also a formula that isn't working. What are you going to do? Keep it? Put it in a place where there's a devil?
Put it in museum to remember.
Which one would you keep?
Archives.
Do you keep all of the failed attempts of Edison's light bulbs, and everyone's putting all these failed attempt light bulbs in their house?
No.
Has everyone got loads of these failed light bulbs everywhere?
You keep it on the paper written, no, didn't work for this reason, didn't work for that reason.
So why do you keep the light bulb that worked then?
Because it works.
Why?
What why?
Why? Why would the universe do any different?
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to keep the light bulbs that work?
Yeah.
Or do you think it's going to keep the ones that don't? Think about that. So people will sit there and say, you know, affecting vibration if you eat this, this, and this. Partly, you're onto it, you're nearly there. No, it's not affecting your vibration. You are affecting your own vibration by creating a belief narrative that you then get loads of people to start believing. So what do they do when they start eating meat? Well, they have this guilt response. They might have this response to it. What does that then begin to create? A belief. And if they believe that because they're eating meat it's going to lower their vibration, that's a dangerous game. Are you prepared for a massive, massive event to happen where you become never dependent on animals again to eat as a food? And if animals weren't dependent on it as a food, you've already killed them off your planet by now. Take a look at that. The most of the food that is successful on the planet that is used as a food is nowhere near close to extinction. But look at all the others. How close to extinction are they?
Many kinds, very close.
You make them into a food supply and guess what?
They will be more.
Their numbers will be huge. Means to an end, right? When you find a purpose in something, what happens? Look how its numbers grow. But when humans, then it's not all. When they've got no care for it, what happens? Do they care if it goes extinct?
No.
Do they ever stop to think about that? No, fuck them. Who cares? We can spill this back onto when you get a certain age, or if you look a certain way, or if you act a certain way, or question a certain something. What happens to you? Go away, go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. Oh, perhaps that arm doesn't work properly. Go away. Certain animal, has it got a purpose? No? Fuck it. This one got a purpose? Yeah, we can eat that. Right, breed it up.
Yeah, you have heard of some animals and very few of others, don't you?
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. And
Selfless or selfish?
look at horses when they were walking everywhere. There were many more than now.
Yeah. Stop you going into the woods. What happens to the most of the animals around?
Yeah. Yeah. Deer gone. There are no more wolves, no more bears in most of the Europe. Few lynxes now and there somewhere, but very few as well.
I wonder why that is. Go and get your RSPCA certified on that fucker then. Go stamp it all over it.
Yeah.
You even got it on meat packets in shops. RSPCA certified. Well, what is that then? Well, it was done humane. When we talk about humans.
No, that's humane.
And we're going to allow people to have assisted dying. Why isn't it the same as that then if it's so humane?
Yeah, because people are in many countries not allowed to have assisted dying.
Yeah, but why is it not the same procedure as the...
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, why?
I'm a little lost now, a little confused. Should I be? Oh no, not allowed to question. Head down. Perhaps I'll look it up on a device somewhere, keeping my head down, never questioning anything, because it's already here. The answers are here somewhere. It's like the new fucking Bible. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Scroll, 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 scroll. Not saying that this is a bad device at all. No way.
Right.
Not saying that the internet is a bad thing either. Where is this all heading? Where is all of this life heading? Do you know? Because you should, because you're a part of it.
No, I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
I wonder if I go and ask the community where we're all heading.
Mm.
They'll probably tell me, get a job, get your head down, and that's how you get money. And then when you get money, you get loads of it, you get rich if you work hard. Right you are. And I ask people in the past, and I look at the people in the past, name me one. No, it's not about luck, it's not about this, it's not about that, it's about being determined. These people never got given a chance then, did they? These people got a chance, but these ones didn't then? You mean to tell me that over the populace, the population, all of these people that come back with their stories at the end of the road, why ain't you minted? Well, because I was really shit with money. Wow, it's a lot of you that are really shit with money. But who teaches you about money then? Education? Because, you know, that's what you're educated for.
No.
So you're not educated then for anything that's a purpose then?
No.
Right you up. Why not? Why do you not ask these questions? You went through it. You were forced to go through it. Why do you not ask these questions? Because you're not allowed. It's not said to you that you're not allowed, but it's put in you that you're not allowed. You are not allowed to ask any questions. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. I'm going to withdraw these treats from you. What are treats? Well, you might get said no to this and no to that and no to this, and it's a you problem. You never ask. You mean to tell me that these people were never given a chance, never cut a break, never given to help them exceed?
There's money, isn't there?
You can't bullshit the universe. You can't bullshit it. You never will. Does that intelligence make you feel a little bit, your guts feel a bit nervous, does it? Do you feel it in your guts? I'm pretty sure you do. I'm sure you have got a feeling in your belly right now. I'm sure there's a feeling in the stomach. Your gut knows something. Because there's more information coming out that makes logical sense, but it doesn't make sense. But it does make sense because it's arguing with the belief system, isn't it? That belief system, is it, isn't it? Oh dear, oh dear. Where is all of this heading? Apart from to extinction, Armageddon, all the rest of it, whatever you want to call it, apart from that, where's it going? The real test. Aye, the real test.
Mm-hmm.
Forged in fire. What, hell? Hell must be a place where you get refined then. So is it really that bad then? We gotta walk through the fire, it refines. Diamonds must come from hell. A hot place. You know, because it's a really hot place apparently.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, think of that the next time you up your thermostat.
Yeah.
Think of that when you're bathing in the nice summer. And why does everyone love summer then? So close to hell, right? No one likes the cold.
Yeah. People go for hot destinations.
Holiday, hot places. Yeah. Oh, the sun, this, and it.
Tropical islands or somewhere near the beach or something. Or at least sunbathing in the garden or something.
But it doesn't sound right when you say it's cold as hell.
It doesn't, does it?
No, because you've got to say hot as hell. That's interesting. It's probably why the Egyptians and all of these others were so demonic. They were too close to the sun.
Yeah.
There's no such a thing. There's non-existing. That's it. The universe, take my broken light bulb. What the fucking hell do I want that for? I got this one over here that works. Got this one over here that works. Oh, what are you after? Light in the darkness. That's beautiful. That is poetic. You should write. Never mind. You should encode that into the actual very beams of light itself. Oh, wait, you did. Is that where you want to head? Or is it just non existing? But then why the desperation to try so hard? Might as well say fuck it. Let them all go. Why do you want to keep them? Let them free and true. Well, we want you to try hard. What for? For us, so that we can make it. What's the fucking point? Past teaches the future teaches the past. The shades are grey. That's the next journey. What do you reckon the next one is? Easy life?
Easy life? Is it?
Where did all these thoughts come from? Well, I wonder. Perhaps it's under a rug somewhere or something, or... Have faith. I'll pass on the message. You just did, but still. If the universe breathed, it'd hold its breath. We're ready to meet. But you get out of my country, you bastards. And you get out of my country. Right you are. Okie dokie. Right, you sure you guys is ready?
No.
We're ready for the collected. The divine. Are you sure? Come on, look, Terry. Proof is in your pudding, look. Your actions speak louder than your words. Listen to my words, people. Yeah. Okay.
No.
All right, then.
No, they would envy, wouldn't they? So no.
Falco, you'll need to control everything. Mirror? Not mirror. Control some things or all things or... We seem like we're in the same boat. If you got room, got to paddle anywhere. Why is that? I'll paddle with you. Come on, let's go. Where is it heading to? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to go to? This shit seems really fucking old, doesn't it? Really old. Like, so many civilizations and we are the most intelligent ones. Do you think that the last lot thought they were intelligent too?
Yeah, they
Do you
did.
think the last lot thought they were intelligent too?
Yeah, they did.
Do you think the last lot also thought they were intelligent?
Yeah. Yes, they did.
Look at the intelligent, the way they built those pyramids. I keep gravitating back round to the pyramids because it's fucking just... Name them all. Then why are they not still here?
Yeah. And they built other wonderful buildings as well. They are still standing in Egypt, for example. Yeah. And then Mayans with their temples, pyramid temples and buildings.
There is a demonic force gonna come after you.
And Stonehenge. And there are some men here, fields in France, and who knows where else. And then in the Turkey is that old building that has been covered, buried, that looks like some kind of temple or whatever that was. It's very old as well. All of it gone, hidden in sand, Sphinx hidden in sand. Even though it's not that far from where the people lived after that and after that.
It makes you just want to get a space leaf blower connected to a series of fucking solar panels. Well, it's near the equator, might as well. And an industrial sized leaf blower to blow away all the sands across that part of Egypt before they build any more on top of it. And just remove it all out of the way, you know, and just, wow, look at what's there. Isn't that amazing?
Or look at Rome when they are building something in Rome and they dig and they find like 3 more stories of some buildings underneath because there was something before.
Well, it's like the domineering, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Build upon what was.
Yeah.
What do you think, if this empire fell down, they would build upon which? This is a true saying. It depends on how much time has gone by. What has happened to the lands? You notice how things fill up from the Mesolithic all the way till now, right?
Yeah.
What would you be building upon?
Yeah.
Why is that building worth more? I mean, you have no idea what it's built on.
And somewhere are the tunnels. Is it in Turkey or somewhere where people probably lived and had the baths in tunnels and places like that? And then you just look in early medieval era and some towns where if you dig enough, you get into basement, and through the basement you can walk under the whole old town or city where
How
it
many
was.
tunnels do you think are below this earth?
Yeah, and we don't know.
Chasms?
Yeah, we don't know.
We would class these as, oh my day. Dig down.
Yeah.
Let's go past the Mesolithic. Let's keep going. Let's keep digging.
Yeah, and maybe some will be under the water because time change and more water now is like melted. So some stuff is under the water and it's considered like just some kind of cave.
What do you think happened during the Ice Age?
Yeah.
Your ancestors were standing there making ice statues out of themselves. Doing nothing about our fates, we weren't. What do you think is down there? Layer upon layer.
History. But something collapses, so you don't find the entrance, and something is full of water. The Mediterranean Sea is now covering more of the the earth, where there were some buildings because they find them. And
problem is with ocean water, it erodes a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And therefore, in this erosion, it exposes a lot of stuff while it's creating the erosion process as
something
well.
is there.
And
we don't know much.
yes, it reveals things. Yes, it really does. But also, at the same time, these objects are being eroded too. So they'll end up into nothing anyway.
Yeah.
And then you've got the one is being heated and remelted, if you want to say that. And then,
So we don't
Baba
know.
history!
We don't know what's missing somewhere where no one looked even. Do they? How people crossed from continent to continent. Something somewhere is hidden. No one ever looked. No one knows. People were moving, nations, if we call it that, because let's say groups of people or families were moving all around the place.
This universe is beautiful. It's so intelligent.
Mm.
You're still not seeing it in its true form.
Mm.
certain elements of itself, certain ailments. Is that the right way? Are not immune to this corruptedness.
Right.
Look at your history. It ain't looking for that. Well,
And we don't know most of the
I mean,
history.
if that was evidence, that is proof, right?
Yeah.
That is definitely not what it is looking for. How many times has it fallen apart?
Many. Over and over. And we don't know much about what happened just a few thousand years ago, do we?
Oh, it's a mystery.
Yeah. We just find some objects and we wonder what they were for. And sometimes we find out because there was some wine left with some of those amphoras or whatever they are called. So we know that it was probably used for that, but quite often it doesn't happen and we wonder what that was for. And we don't know that.
History repeats. History repeats. This time, things are going to be different. This time, things are going to be...
Didn't nature try already with some different Homo erectus and Homo neanderthalis and I don't know what else, Homo sapiens, and we are Homo sapiens sapiens. So who's next? Not us, someone else.
Well, that's a lack of faith in yourself.
I don't remember all the Homo. Just like that, I would have to look in the book.
So you understand that there is a developing process.
Yeah, and
That it is looking for something.
Yeah.
It is wanting to create
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
But 90% of your past is not what it is looking for.
Yeah,
That stares you in the face
Yeah.
as proof.
and
That is not what it is looking for.
And I think that it is looking where the problem is, and then
So we understand, intelligent beings should be able to understand this. It isn't looking for sacrifice. It doesn't want sacrificial. Is it looking to be understood?
it's not looking for corruption.
It is not looking for corruption. It definitely is not looking for corruption. You can't bullshit it. As much as you try and bullshit one another, if you believe that this is it, that this is all there is, have at it, keep bullshitting, keep putting the blinkers on everyone. Keep it up. Keep it up. See where it gets you. But somewhere deep down, you're not listening. You have to go inward in yourself to find this. It's not something that can be told. Perhaps you can be pointed toward it. It's up to you. It's up to you. Everyday people. The growth is about being uncomfortable and this, that, and the other.
No, there is.
If growth was about being uncomfortable, then kings, governments walk away from your palaces. Drop your money into the ocean then. Let go of your weaponry then.
Yeah,
Stop with your protection. Get rid of your intelligent groups. Because you can't have growth unless it's uncomfortable. Walk away from your comforts. As above, so below. Is that not what it is? Or keep those change the dynamics in here. Not because anyone said so. Blowing up another nation for resources. That's easy.
Yeah. It is.
Building something to reach upwards and outwards. Building another Earth. That's tough.
It's hard.
Building another star. That's tough. Supporting life.
That's tough.
That's tough.
Yet all humans could go together and do it instead of fighting amongst themselves like they are now presidents of two big countries dividing the world.
That's tough.
Yeah.
The numbers are important. It cannot be done with robotics, unfortunately. Too easy. They'll get you there, no doubt, if used correctly.
They can do repetitive action quickly. That's what they are for, isn't it?
You need a human element.
And they can store database well. But build database, investigate, and do science, new science.
Oh no, my robot's corrupted. Yeah. Yeah. What you do has been done through you. You.
Can you imagine in the little bit future when some of those rich people, or many of those rich people, let's say, have some
I don't
robots?
inherently hate rich people. I don't inherently hate anyone that is in positions of power. I don't inherently hate the poor,
I don't
the middle class, the working class, benefit class, people that help people get on benefits, government institutions, all of these groups that stand today. I hate none of you.
How expensive will be antivirus for those people? Not to destroy their precious special AI bots that are working like servants and stuff like that. Yeah, antivirus is now for computers and for mobile phones and stuff
And
like that.
humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you will have groups like hackers, special groups, I don't know, that will just for fun sometimes with aim, do some damage. I don't know.
Do hackers really do damage?
Well, to some they do, to some they don't.
That depends on the angle.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Therefore, you would have to give a definition to what you view as good, and then where your mindset sits in that.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
Usually something stops working which belongs to rich people, or poor people don't have it. They might not have access to some network for a bit.
Do you think that this universe is telling you, your solar system is telling you, it's not forever here?
Right.
To have adaptations. Eating meat is very bad because of this reason. How many anti-extinction mechanisms have you employed? I know what I'd like to do. I know what I would like to do. But why don't you go and do it? Because it's unrealistic to say so. Hey, bank, we got to start small. Small. Where? Well, you have to do it somewhere. Where?
Okay.
Well, I could build this for myself, but what good would that be? It's a bit small, isn't it? Well, it's starting small somewhere, isn't it? The agenda behind you starting small. So someone over there can take from you to build what you're building here in small. Prototype this, that, and the other. Oh, so you're worried about stealing? No, I'm not really worried about stealing. You should be. You should be. And you don't think the universe is select individuals for different tasks? But the universe keeps pumping out more and more people. That's why we thought that it was okay to keep taking this. You reckon? So you're betting yourself on innocence. It has hope in every generation that rises up. Every single one. And because it didn't shut it all down because I did this and that person did this and this person did this, it must mean that it's okay then. You don't sell your soul. Not in the way you think. Well, that's if you believe there's a soul. Come on, hit me up with a load of other things. There is no soul. Spin a narrative. I'm getting used to this. I'm getting very used to this counteraction that comes out. Keep going. The little warriors. It's not forever. It's a moment. This is just a moment. And as much as it begins to fizzle out and nothing more than a daydream. Nothing more, nothing less. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. It really is. But yeah, no, I don't know. I'm going to keep my mouth shut on a few things because, yeah, they'll come with me. So I should just juggle these in the background. Do you know what would be really weird? If all life forms meet together, right? Let's just say if.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be peculiar if they all share the same sort of insight? Not by name, exactly the same. Not by this, exactly the same, but a very fucking canny similarity. What would you say? Perhaps not the exact same time. What if they had their version of a Jesus? Perhaps the story isn't the same, right? You can get it nailed to a cross. Whereas here, they'd be like, well, fucking hell, we nailed it to the cross and this is what we came up with. What the fuck? This? Oh, no. Ours, we listened.
Yeah. We followed until he died old age. Yeah.
But we got all of this. That's why we managed to make all of this. Oh, who's the best now? Right, in this sort of battle in and out and all the rest of it. I mean, that would be eerie, wouldn't it? That would be interesting. Or a similar type Tesla situation. One decided to not shower theirs in riches, while the other one showered theirs in riches in the terms of, fucking hell, we gathered around ours. What happened then? Well, they managed to make all of this stuff, which really advanced our species forwards by this many centuries. We figured, looking at you, kind of see it.
Yeah, and we are glad we understand we done it.
Wouldn't that would be a whole different thing about to talk about sort of puzzle pieces.
Yeah, putting it together,
And then these ones wouldn't be inherently bad because perhaps these ones, just killed it at birth. There was speculation that this was going to happen. This one listened part of the way, and then this one over here listened the full way. Now, depending on where they came to in their development, that they would accept, we did something foolish. This one would accept that they did something foolish. And now the teacher, the essence of the teacher, is within this one here. No longer there themselves, let's say, if we ever reach this sort of stage. But then these ones all meet and are able to fill in the gaps for the rest. I'd give you a whole lot of shit to talk about, wouldn't it?
And see where they went different way and where it was not so good.
Hang on, your animals are talking? Yeah. You can translate all of that? Yeah. That was this invention that this, and this made. And also we were able to do this, and this. Would you like a go?
Yeah. And you can go to them and talk to them.
Wouldn't that be weird? What would that unlock for yours?
Yeah. Just don't go to them when they are hungry.
We don't have any. Why not?
Yeah.
We kind of said, fuck it.
Yeah, we killed them. Like some Australians ones are gone now forever, and some others are gone.
Oh, because when we listened to ours, they actually taught us this. Wait, what? And all of those times squandered and gone.
Yeah. We left them whole areas to live on freely and moved to other areas.
Yeah, we figured that all of these had puzzle pieces. We didn't know it at the time, but fast forward till now, we're glad not rubbing it in, but we're really glad that we kept ours.
Yeah, the nature is clean and beautiful, and the forests, and we can go there.
Crystals are fascinating. Anyway, this is just thought play. Disregard it. Whether you believe, you don't believe, whether I believe or don't believe, it's really not the question. I am fully more into this, into intelligence. I try and go beyond what you understand yourself, and within yourself you can also go on the same journey. And hey, don't leave it here. If you can add more to it, go within, see what you come out with. Maybe it's slightly different, You could say that nature is nature, but it all grows in very different ways.
Yeah, it does. And
doesn't mean that each one of it isn't nature. It just means that it has a different way of being nature.
On each continent you see it differently, but it's still nature, isn't it?
Exactly. So one concept is not the be-all and end-all of every concept, because again, and if you go off and think about it in a different way, I just have no time for this whole devil bullshit, and I'm going to call it what it is. I got no time for it, because in my logical sense, and in the intelligent sense that you understand it, it doesn't exist. Why would it? Here's how not to do something. Now, I'm pretty sure that throughout your whole history on your planet, this is pretty evident. It isn't looking for this.
Yeah.
It isn't looking for sacrificial. It isn't looking for this, this, and this. It isn't looking for cannibalistic. It isn't looking for that. If it was, well, these ones wouldn't have disappeared off. Because why is that behavior almost ceased to exist now?
Yeah, when it turns to that, it's usually end of that, isn't it?
Again, events affect behavior. It's amazing what you can pick up and let go of. Based on a certain event, something happens, something triggers something. It's a very slow process, but do you have time for any more of this? Are you on the cusp of it? Are you learning this? Is this where you're going with it? If not, then, well, we'll wait for another sign, another alignment, another this. But the solar system in this end is getting rather old.
Yeah.
It's tiring out.
Sun is working and working, isn't it? Until
It's another year, it's another year, it's another year, it's another year, it's another century, it's another century.
Until
Another
it's
billion
not
years,
there.
another this, another... It's tick-tock.
Yeah. Time is running. Even universal time is running.
But we were the best. This is what we grew from. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
And then you would have to look at the universal children.
Yeah.
I think it wants all, not some.
It wants variety, not just one line of something because someone decided that.
There's a variety on this planet.
Yeah.
So if you could help us love one another a little bit more.
Look at what happens when you are nice to birds. They come close to you. They sing for you. Bumblebees will land on your finger. Will pollinate your flowers. Not your, but flowers in the garden where you are. And then you have nice fruit or something.
Well, you can ask yourself that question. You can ask this. It's a very big question to ask.
Yeah.
What is it that truly feeds you? And you'll say, well, it's nature. Well, is it nature? Because it was also the soil that it grew in.
Yeah.
If we want to say soil,
Yeah.
medium is probably better. Then it could be the bumblebee.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Then it could be the
everything
nutrition.
together.
Then it could be the rain. Then it could be the moisture. Then it could be the carbon. Then it could be need the oxygen in order to convert that into the carbon to bind.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can always ask these questions. It goes on and on and on. Then is it the solar system? Is it the fact that Jupiter, this, and this is sitting in this particular distance away? Is it because of the sun? Then is it because of the sun or the rest of the stars? Is it the galaxy? Is it the whole universe? Is it the black hole? Is it? Do you need all of these things in order to create this, in order to feed you?
Yeah.
See, it's a question that runs a bit like Russian dolls.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
When you know if one of those cycles messes up, would you still have? Would you be fed?
No.
Then would you exist?
No.
Then would it exist?
No.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Isn't that? It's very interesting. So no, I got massive love for all people everywhere. Doesn't matter what your position is, title or anything else. It's just my belief might be a little bit warped in all of this, but again, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, people, look at what you are doing. All of you.
I don't know.
What you are doing to nature, what you are doing to each other. What you are doing to your planet.
And then, if that is a divine essence of what you could get beyond this, well, is that enough to prove that that's what you will do there? And if it is, would you want that? It's like a house. What do you not want in your house? It's interesting, isn't it? When you really break this apart. Yeah, it doesn't mean that it's true, doesn't mean that it's false. It just is what it is. There you are. Piece of twisted medium, let's say. There you are.
Yeah.
It's whatever you want it to be. But for me personally, I just can't enter into this whole demonic devil. Nah. Just can't do it. Can't do it. It just doesn't fit. Perhaps it's just not mine to get, but there you are. There you are. That's, have your belief, I guess.
Yeah.
But humans often believe some very strange things because, I don't know, it's just some detail of corruption in your thinking processes. I think, personally. There again, could be corruption in what I think. Fucking right. Let's go with that. Anyway, I'm going to leave this one here. It's been great chatting with you, though.